Have you ever felt like you're trapped in a season that'll never end? Like the sun is hiding and you're stuck somewhere in the cold? Listen, let me remind you the sun is still there even when you can't see it. And honestly, there are better days that are ahead for you. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how I know that is an absolute fact. Now, real quick, if you've ever felt stuck or you've ever doubted your worth, or maybe you're wondering, when is this thing gonna be enough? Listen, let me tell you this. The words that you speak to yourself, they absolutely matter. They shape the way that you think, they shape the way that you feel, and they shape the way that you show up every single day. That's why I created the life check assessment. It's a quick checkup for you to help you figure out if you're stuck, if you're coasting, or if you're thriving. Listen, it's absolutely free. It's a game changer. Hit the link in the description and yeah, it'll be good for you. So let me go on and get to the content right now. I told you seasons are temporary. Just because you're in a season right now, it ain't gonna last all way, y'all. There was an old school song that says seasons change, people change, right? And it's so true about your life. Seasons will change if you just give it enough time. Right now it's so interesting. We're here and they were telling us that it was gonna snow. And the cool thing was, they were preparing for, this crazy storm. They were preparing for all kinds of snow. I was looking at a report, it said 5 to 7 inches. Well, y'all, the snow came, but we had 1 inch of snow. And the interesting thing is, yesterday it was white, it was snowy, it rained last night, y'all. And when I woke up today, there's no snow on the ground. Why do I bring that up to you? Because just because it looks one way one day, tomorrow your season could change and change drastically. So your season doesn't last forever, and neither do your tough times. So, what season are you in right now? Are you in a winter season where things just seem to be dead? Are you in a spring season where things seem to be coming? Are you in a summer season or are you in a fall season? You got to figure out where you're at right now, right? Are you learning? Are you healing? Are you building? Where are you at right now? And I told you, if you get that life check assessment inside of the description, that will help you. Y'all know Uncle Phil is always trying to bring forth the encouragement just for you. And if this is hitting you, y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can make sure that you get notification when the encouragement is on its way to you. So the first thing was recognize the season. The second thing that we have to realize is that hope is your anchor. Now let's think about this for a second. What does an anchor do? An anchor is the thing that you put into the water that grounds itself to the bottom of the lake, the ocean, wherever you are, so that you don't drift too far away from where you are. What is the thing that you are anchoring down so that you don't drift away? I'm telling you this, it needs to be hope. You can give up on a whole lot of stuff, right? You can give up on the way that you think about things. You can give up on the way that you see things, but you cannot give up hope. You have to keep hope, right? What Jesse Jackson say, keep hope alive, keep hope alive. You literally got to keep hope alive for real, y'all. Now, hope can be understood and defined in several different layers, but I want to kind of break this thing down for you just a little bit. Just to level set us and get us on the same page, a simple definition for hope is this. It's a confident expectation for a positive future. Let me say it again so you don't miss this. It is a confident expectation for a positive future, right? It's the belief that something good is going to happen for you. Listen, it is going to happen for you, right? Even in the face of uncertainty, even though you can't see it, even in the face of challenges and setback, look, you got to have hope and you have to know that something good is on its way, right? When we stop and we think about psychologists, many times psychologists define hope as a combination of two things. Number one is what they call agency, right? Agency is simply the motivation to achieve goals, the motivation to achieve goals, and what they call pathways thinking. Pathways thinking is simply the ability to see multiple ways to reach those goals. right? So agency would say, I believe that I can achieve this. Pathways will say, I can see a way forward even if I hit a block, right? I can find another route, right? Pathways is kind of like your GPS system. You know, when you're driving down the road and you hit that detour, that GPS system will say, recalculating, recalculating, meaning I'm going to find another way to get you where you need to be. So, again, from a psychological perspective, we're looking at agency and we're looking at pathways. Now, when we think about hope from an emotional perspective, hope Hope is simply the light that counteracts those feelings of despair, right? Hope is that's when you get this feeling of belief even though things seem bleak, right? It's the emotional fuel that seems to keep us going even when circumstances feel overwhelming. Have you ever felt overwhelmed, right? It's not just a feeling, but hope is also it's a mindset, and it drives us to this place called resilience, meaning you're going to overcome through this thing that we call action. That means you got to be doing something. You have to be in the midst of working things out, right? So, from an emotional perspective, hope is still pushing us forward. Now, for me, right, and maybe for you, right, I am a man of faith, so I have to see hope also through the lens of a faith perspective. And hope is often seen as trust, right? Trust. I believe what God said, even when things don't seem like they're working out on my behalf and in my favor, right? Hope would say, you know what, God, I trust your timing. God, I trust your purpose for me. And honestly, I'm hoping that you all are saying that. I believe that God is working things out on your behalf and in your favor, right? He's already promised this stuff to us, so we have to step up and we have to believe. So we've talked a little bit about hope from just the core definition. We've talked about it from a psychological perspective. We've talked about it from an emotional perspective. I've talked to you about it from a faith-based perspective. Now, can we talk about it from just an everyday life perspective? What is hope? Hope is simply showing up for yourself every single day. It's trusting that your effort today is going to make a difference in the things that you do tomorrow. Hope is not passive. I told you there's action involved in this, right? Hope is active. You're doing something to move forward. And hope has to be that thing that drives you to take the next step even when the outcome isn't necessarily guaranteed. I'm going to stand on hope, right? Hope is hope is deeper than being optimistic, right? There are people out there, I would say myself included, we're optimistic, right? And optimism is simply expecting good things to happen, right? Expecting good things to come to us, right? But many times that optimism is based on external circumstances. But hope is deeper than that, y'all. Hope is believing and continuing to move forward even when there isn't necessarily evidence to support what your hope is based on. Hope would say things like, I'm gonna keep on going because I believe there's something good ahead. So I'm asking you now, are you believing? Is your hope anchored, right? Is your hope anchored, right? Remember, it has to be active and not passive. It has to be grounded in your purpose. It has to be anchored in resilience, meaning it's going to keep moving even when things feel heavy or when things feel stagnant. And that hope has to be rooted in the right perspective, meaning it helps you to see beyond the current moment, right? Into a brighter possibility. Greater things are on the way for you. But we got to have that hope grounded, right? We got to trust the process. We got to take action. I told you earlier, seasons change, right? And they're changing now. Just because it was raining yesterday doesn't mean it's going to rain today. Just because, nah, this is really happening. It snowed yesterday doesn't mean that it's going to snow today in your life. So y'all listen to me. We got to trust the process. We got to trust the process. We got to understand that the same season that you plant in is not the same season that you reap the harvest in. Just trust the fact, right? Have hope in the fact that if you planted something in the right environment, you're going to get what you planted. I don't know about y'all, but that's encouraging for me. That's encouraging for me to know that what I planted, it's going to come back, right? It's going to produce. And when it produces, it doesn't just produce a one, right? It produces a multiplication, right? I might plant one seed, but I'm gonna get a bushel of apples. Y'all gotta follow what I'm saying, right? So what you planted, you're gonna get way more than what you invested. You gotta hear that, right? You're gonna get way more than what you invested. So listen, if you feel stuck, right? If you feel like you're in a stuck place, just know and understand that it's unfolding, right? Things are working out on your behalf. We have to trust the process. We have to stay hopeful. We got to keep pushing forward, right? Those are the things that we do. Listen, you control what you can control. That's all I need you to worry about. You control what you can control, y'all. And if you just do your part, if you do your part, I promise you, the expected end that you're looking for, it's going to come to pass. Just do your part. Now listen, if this resonated with you today, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you drop a comment and let old Uncle Phil know that this is resonating with you. And don't forget, get that free life check assessment, y'all. I'm telling you, it's going to bless you and it's going to let you know, are you stuck, right? Are you in a stuck place? Are you cruising right now? And it's a good thing to be cruising, or you're thriving right now. It's going to let you know where you are so that you can know how to get to the place that you need to be. Recalculating. We need to be recalculating our life. So keep on pushing. Trust the process. Know that seasons are just a part of the game, y'all. That's it. It's Uncle Phil. I'll see you in the next one. We'll holla.